Okay, hopefully we can get back to that. What was that? Room 48? It is kind of weird that there are so many items in this game that are plural, not actually useful. But I guess that then turns it into like you don't have to worry about finding the exact special item to kind of get through a level. That makes sense, power-up wise. This is not a Candy Crush situation. Still alerted the enemy to my presence. Flames are now set up to be dropped. Yeah, I have to say, I've been complaining about this controller and my inability to not hit up, but I think it's definitely a me problem because I've been playing some Street Fighter recently with a different controller, doing lots of accidental up inputs, although the keypads are in different spots. I need to play some game where the up direction is not as important a whole lot so that I can get used to not pressing up when I don't want it. So the controller I'm using for this right here is a Ori something for Nintendo Switch. And I bought it because I previously had a really good Power A branded controller. I couldn't find another one like that nearby, and I figured, oh, the Power A was fine, so I'm sure the Ori one will be just as fine, but... Oh, this is bad. There's something about the Hori style Switch controllers that feels a little too soft, especially the shoulder buttons. And then the controller I was using for Street Fighter 6 is a Hori something else, but it's like a 6-button setup, and it has all the buttons are clicky. They have like really good responsiveness, including all the shoulder buttons. Like you don't really want an analog button on the shoulder for a fighting game because you don't need analog control. But the D-pad do still end up hitting up accidentally on both. Okay, destroy the 3. Destroy this one too. Almost forgot about that one. Gotta talk myself through. And place this block before I go down there. Yeah, I would not describe any of the controllers as mini, but I did like the layout on the Power A. I thought the buttons were... Oh, I messed that up. Thinking about controller buttons. Like the default Switch buttons are like uncomfortably small. Especially if you're playing something like Mario Kart and you got like at least I do, have a death grip on the gas button. I end up with a button indentation from the regular Switch controller Joy-Cons. Okay, can I get back up through here? Should be okay, because this is just the one path. Or is it okay? Might need to do something fancy. Like this. So that that flame falls all the way through. Running out of time. Didn't have a chance to grab the fairy, but that's okay. I will say the Hori controller I'm using does feel light. And part of that is also like it doesn't have any of the HD rumble or anything like that that I don't really need. Thank you for the GG's puzzle. I think the heaviest controller I've ever used is the stock PlayStation 5 controller, and that's like kind of unreasonably weighty for a controller. It's like, I think, pretty easy to... Ooh, that's something I really want to get. Fireball. I'm sure it's because of all, like, the fancy haptic feedback and this and that, that it needs to give special motors and I don't know what for. Grab that now. It's like if I try to hold the PS5 controller up, then like any extended period it's gonna be tiring, so I gotta remember to keep it firmly in my lap. It's not too bad size-wise, it's just whole weight of it. I'd be trying to get rid of that here. Couldn't hurt. cutting it close. Why am I... Oh yeah, I do have to go down here to drop this fire. Kind of blanking on the whole reason for going that direction. Right, 46. Making absolutely sure I don't need whatever is up here. Yep, gotten acquired. That's kind of a dicey start to this whole construction, but not sure what I could do better. No, don't do that. Or that. I needed to place the block just to my left, not up and to the left. Get that on the screen before I really need it. Original Xbox Duke controller is the biggest you've held for extended periods. I think at least the Duke was not heavy like the PS5 controller is. It's got that going for it. Okay. We've successfully gotten back up here. I just need to successfully manipulate how these enemies are generating. Actually, I don't need to build a block there. I can just jump across. That does feel a little on the dangerous side. Because there's a pause when the enemy attacks, then I don't have to... This was probably the worst idea ever. Let's try that again. All right. Round two, trying to get through here. Got plenty of time. I could probably make 2 loops through and still have plenty of time. 7, big fan of the PS4 controller and Switch Pro controller. I do kind of like the Switch Pro controller, although I wish the D-pad was a little different. It just feels kind of weird. That doesn't feel right. Why did they line up so good that one time and not all the other times? If I do this, then is that more of a gap between when they spawn? Maybe so. The weight of the PS4 controller feels pretty good, I would say. Room 47. I think no matter what, I absolutely need to clear that out. So then from here, can't remember what I told myself I was gonna do. Gonna go up across the top and find my way down through that way. Then I think I have to come back counterclockwise to the top. Setting up a spot for something. Let's go on a journey. Nothing hidden up there. No reason to hang on to any of those blocks. If I go down either of these routes, it's a one-way path. But if I don't drop this blue block, then I'm going to be in trouble. Or sorry, blue flame. Then I won't be able to get back up and through, question mark. How would I get back up and around? Yeah, this whole level is confusing me. That's seemingly a good thing, but it's probably a bad thing. Like that's a power up blocking my path. I wouldn't be able to set a block there. And all that does is extend my scroll, I think, to give me more fireballs, but it's not going to be useful, I don't think. Oh, it was a 1-up. Okay. This is useful. This in the shape of the thing that would give me fireball. So I thought that was... Yeah, there's another thing that looks like a scroll that actually extends fireball. Like a MP container. Like I could go down from here. Oh, it's this mysterious... Yeah, figured there was going to be something. What that even is, I'm not sure. Just points, or is it something important to acquire? Puzzle, big fan of the 8-bit Do Mini. Group size. Yeah, it's like if they can make, earbuds with different sizes adjustable for people, then how come there's not like something similar for controllers? Or ways to make them more modular within the same model. I could just pick that thing up, whatever it is. I'm sure this is a mistake. It was a lot of points. Got 2 fireballs for 1. I'm sure this is... Nothing that I'm doing here is actually helping me. Might actually be actively hurting me, as I cannot go down from where I am at the moment. Can I go back up? Like, I can drop this, and then what am I supposed to do? There's no way to get up from here. This would only be a down path if I got rid of the blue flame above me, but wouldn't that create more problems? Yeah, JP Saturn controller is very nice. Pretty comfortable size with all the buttons. There's like the whole middle of the floor that I can't seem to get to without ruining my pathway in or out. I'm sure getting that points thing is possible, just not the way I acquired it. Hunting for power-ups at the moment. Thank you for the GGs on getting back here. I have a feeling I'll be thinking about this floor for a good long time. They do have a knack for putting power-ups in inconvenient spots, like that little silver coin down at the bottom is also a problem. Like, ooh, here's something beneficial, but it's actually bad for you. I've got 2 more lives to experiment with. I know this is not the intended way to get through, but there's nothing stopping me from grabbing the key and dying, and then making a quick route to the door, which I kind of want to do just so I can see what the next level's like. But the downside is, like, I'd have no spare lives. Like, if I just get this, the door is going to remain open for the next life. Seven thinks this game would make him very upset. So, assuming I successfully get rid of this, like, I could just find my way down there. Assuming I don't fall to my doom. key strats. Okay, at least this gives me an opportunity to see the next room. Don't think I'm going to be beating room 48 on my first try. One also looks like a nightmare. Saving another screenshot. Way too many blue flames for the Nintendo to handle it. Okay, no cheesing this one because the key is below the door. So this is definitely one where I got to take 2 pathways through. One to get all the way up to the top and then fall down that lower left, not lower left, but far left column to get the key. And then another all the way through again. In order to fall into the doorway. So some of the flames I'm going to have to drop. Or set up to be dropped. Yeah, if the coding made it possible, is it really cheating? It's the developer's fault for being too kind to the player. Again here, there's gonna be all these fires to get through. I don't need to pick up the bell, though it would be nice because I would potentially be getting extra lives. But the way these blocks are set up, how am I going to get past any of these fires? Yeah, getting the bell wouldn't be hard at all. I do absolutely need, no, I don't absolutely need because there's a block above me to the right. I was worried about the potential of getting to that left-hand column and then soft locking, not being able to destroy the block below me. So I don't see... I could get up the left path through that flame, but that's going to be like a one-way, like just above the bell. Once that flame drops, there's no way back up from the bottom floor. So maybe it makes sense to try to go from the right-hand side. There's kind of the middle area. That flame could drop a little bit. But I'd still... I don't see how we would get up farther that way. It would at least open up a path to move other blocks around. And then the very far right fire, I don't understand why that's there. Unless it's just there to block my progress completely. Well, we'll get this and hope for the best. Coming down here, or nope. Just gonna hang out by the door. I could drop that fire down to do something. Could drop this fire down. Do something else. I can drop this one block and just, nope, vaguely stand on the edge. That gets me up here. We're looking for treasure. No treasure to be found. Once I get up here, I could drop this fire. Then lets me drop this fire. Then lets me up here. A lot of exploratory treasure hunting. Oh, I'm running out of time very fast. Oh, I kind of messed that up. So I would need to drop the flame farther down there to actually make anything good happen from that. But again, if I could get here with 2 lives, no, I'd still need to make it at least... It would give me the benefit of getting the key, which would then open the door. I wouldn't have to know exactly how to make 2 pathways through on the same life. That's not exactly a winning strategy. Didn't find any timer resets. I'm going to create another save spot here just in case, collecting that. Whatever that thing was. Treasure was important. Gave me a lot of points, so that makes me think it's maybe just for points. Then maybe by the time I get back to there, I have some kind of inspiration. But I still also need to like actually solve the room before it. Either the way, getting through without actually having to lose a life would be beneficial to me forgetting to do something. No, that's right. Alright, kind of doing this the wrong way, as I rethink what I'm doing. It's okay because there's a timer reset. Yeah, I just need to break those blocks below. I'm sure given enough time, solutions for those two rooms will be just kind of second nature. Ghost Star setup. Just need to jump them. Wait for 6100. Okay, next trip. The bridge. Don't stand right on the enemy spawning. Anytime fairy, there we go. It's just kind of vibrating on the corner. One. Oh, I should not have been right in the middle of the block there. 2, 3. A little too close to the fire. Remember to take care of both blocks under the fires. This one, and I forgot to get rid of that block down there. I spaced it. Didn't realize until I had gotten right up there. Need to get rid of that block. Otherwise, there's nowhere for the fire to fall to. Set this up. Up and around. Remember to take care of the fires. Everything looks good. Alright. What I should have done the first time. That'll give me a fireball. Not that I ever used the last one that I got. Still haven't quite figured out what the pattern is to where power-ups show up in these spots and where they don't. There is some randomness. But I feel like there might be... Was that Super Mario Brothers 3 where there were those memory panel games, like Concentration. There were like only a certain number of sets of them. Maybe there's a set number of these hidden rooms. I haven't encountered enough of them to really notice if there's a repeating pattern or not. Send these gargoyles to be barbecued. Fire redirected. Back to 46, which is looking up. Reveal the hourglass. Managed to miss the ferry. Over here. I think there is another potion timer power-up that I need to remember to avoid getting. If I don't remember where it is, then I don't have to worry about running into it by accident. Okay, made it back up here. This is probably one of the worst ways to get back over there. Also, I forgot to grab the timer resets. That will be required. Make one floor up. I'm too far forward. It's really close for comfort, but it worked. Alright. Floor 47. Take another pause and look. No matter what, redirecting these enemies is a good idea. Unless it's not. And those can clear anything out for me? Not really. And they just open up that pathway to the fire. Is there any way that I could use them to help me? If there is, I'm not seeing it. Like, they would just be in my way, I think. The other problem again being where even is any timer resets? If there is one, no guarantee that there is one. This whole area right below me feels like there's no reason for this spot to exist, so why is it here? Other than to confuse me? There's no items hidden in there. I guess you could say there might be items in these corners. There are not. Nothing in any of those spots. Why are they there? Might be overthinking that. I can get down pretty easily. How do I get back up? How do I get the key and survive? The only way I see of getting the key is going up through the middle. Then going down here to destroy a few blocks and then drop the flame. And then I can get back up to the middle. Do I need to be breaking this first? Let's do that and worry about it later. If I do this, I can drop this flame one block. And I may or may not be able to survive that fall. I definitely cannot get back up this way anymore. At least I'm now up here. And then what do I do from here? I can drop the blue flame there. And then drop the other blue flame. Can I do anything with the blocks down there? I see now that I should have done more to get rid of that fire block, or no? That would have allowed me to get the item. Like, how do we get back up through here? Unless this is just a different way down? How do we get back up at all? Definitely can't climb up through here. There's not enough room for me to build blocks. You need more than a single span column. Realistically, that upper right path is the only way that even vaguely has enough space. The fireball's in the way. I mean, I could go not anymore down and left, but then from the bottom left corner, there's no way up out of there. I'm probably just not destroying the blocks in the right order. No matter what state of the fire, I can still stand on the corner of the block. There's, I think, 0 chance of me jumping and making a block and landing on it. Like if I jump diagonally up and to the right and then somehow make a block below and to my left, I don't think that's gonna work, but I'm standing too close to the flame. I don't think I can actually even make a lower block during a jump. You can only create it horizontally. Not enough room here. Just about didn't make that in time. Pretty sure I don't want to drop this flame. That's just going to cause me trouble right now. Maybe there's something I can do beforehand that sets up the return trip. All those blocks are meaningless. I can't go to the right here because that block's in the way, or the fire's in the way. And I can't drop it any further. If I go down, there's no way to get up. Like if I drop this fire, I'm still gonna bounce my head on the ceiling. I can't really jump over that. Unless there's some secret hidden tech I'm unaware of. Can tunnel under it just fine. There's no way back unless I drop it further. And even if I do drop that fire, then how do I get back up through the upper right? Oh, I see now. If I could drop the upper right fire one block, then I would have just enough room to sneak through, wouldn't I? And how do I safely get this fire out of the way? I think I can just drop it one more block. Is that right? I did not break the block up to the left of the flame, so that's bad, but oh well. This will still be an experiment. Do that so I don't fall right down on top of that. Well, I thought I had a solution. How am I supposed to... Wait, I stand here. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Should have made the block to my right first and then got rid of the block above it. But that's probably gonna work. Right? Then I would just have enough room to get right up there. The other problem is when I fall to get the key, there have been many times where I do not Like I can fall and catch a ledge, and sometimes I fall and I cannot catch a ledge. So is there a better way for me to have set that up? Like I'd have to fall all the way from the left column to break through those blocks and set somewhere for the fire to land that would be safe. But then that still feels like a one-way path. Like once I get down to the very bottom, I don't see how to get back up. And timer reset still hasn't surfaced. I hope it's not like hiding at the bottom of the screen. I have no possible idea of how I could reach it. Fireballs don't get rid of fire. Can't use that.